Are carbs bad for you? The answer to that is no. Now, I know on this channel, well, I'm saying channel, this page, it may seem like I give carbs a ton of bad rep or a lot of bad rep or a little bad rep, however you see it. But that's because there's people out there who are insulin resistant. They have an insulin problem. They have a visceral fat problem and they have type 2 diabetes. And when you're dealing with those kind of people, yes, you definitely want to keep your carbs low. Not that carbs are the bad guy, but in this case, they are the bad guy because these people have been eating so many ultra processed foods. And what ends up happening is since the ultra processed foods tend to be higher on carbohydrates and no protein, no fibers, or no fats. Yeah. And when you're just cramming them into your stomach without any type of protein, you just eat them on an empty stomach and everything. Yeah, that can cause your insulin and blood sugar to go crazy high. And that's not even talking about fast food chains that have stuff like modified food starch, MSG, all these like 15 different ingredients that's not natural to our body. And MSG, especially, which they put in, this is the ingredient that they put into these foods. And what ends up happening is it makes you come back for more. It's like an addiction. And so next thing you know, you're just eating these foods over and over and over and over and over again. And they're just storing fat onto your body. You end up having type 2 diabetes, having low energy. You end up having brain fog, fatigue, all kinds of stuff. You end up having high cortisol, everything because those ingredients are natural. So even with the complex carbohydrates, you still, for diabetics, you still have to be careful because since your blood sugar and insulin is already high, they even saying even be careful with protein because protein still triggers insulin to some degree, or it triggers insulin a little higher than fat. But in that case, you still want to be careful because you're already insulin resistant. So it's like your blood is like very sensitive to carbohydrates that you eat or protein that you eat. So the best thing to do when you're in this case is to lower your carbohydrates or your sugars as much as possible. Focus on fatty cuts of meat, such as an 80-20 ground beef or some eggs, some olive oil, some coconut oil, stuff of that nature, some butter. Focus on foods like that because it triggers insulin least. Focus on some fasting, eating 2 meals a day into 1 meal a day. Either one of those will be good for you. And then focus on vegetables and you'll see your body change.